Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join.
Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to give the video a big thumbs up and share, would you? That way other folks will know that we're here. And for that, we say thank you so very much. Family, I have got to share with you this news. You all know that over the past couple of plus years, I have been just going at Ukraine like it ain't nobody's business. Yes. And I have to do that. And the reason why I say the past couple of years, of course, specifically is because of the proxy war that they've got going on with Russia. Yes, it's been so much drama. And a part of the drama, of course, is that sometime back, a couple of years ago, I discussed it right here on this channel. The fact that Ukraine's one of their advisors, Mikhailo Podolyak, and if I chop that up and it sounds like Mississippi, it's okay. It's okay. He'd be all right. But I didn't do it on purpose. Watch this. Watch this. This advisor, this high-ranking advisor to Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, how many of y'all know that when President Ramaphosa and his delegation of African leaders, I think it was about 6 or so heads of state or top government leaders at least, they were definitely trying to meet with both what? Both who? Ukraine and Russia, right? In order to engage in peace talks. Well, this little disrespectful little fella out of Ukraine, the long and short of it basically said that they didn't have the mental acumen or the capacity to engage in peace talks. He basically said they were coming there just to beg for food. How many of y'all remember my coverage on that a long time ago? So this advisor to the chief of staff of Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, he said that they had neither the capability nor the power to get involved in the matters they knew nothing about, adding that this was beyond their understanding. How many of y'all know white supremacy is outrageous? How many of y'all know that Black African people around the world, we're the oldest people on the planet. The rest of y'all are newer. We know you've been taking over for too long. That's the reason why the global shifts are happening right now, because you took it too far, your madness. And it requires a new world leadership. Talk black to me. That's the very reason why it's going down like this, because of this kind of attitude. He goes on to say the African delegation had no goal of settling the conflict or finding a solution. Obviously, this is not their task. It is not at their level or competency. They just want to be on the misinformation agenda and resolve their own issues, like the increasing resources they receive from Russia, including food supplies. Now, family, this is some outrageous madness. Now, I know many of us from around the world have talked about the fact of not relying on another country or nation to feed us. How many of y'all know that's very important? But how many of y'all know that's very important for every nation? What a lot of folks didn't know, and how many of y'all know I did a follow-up on that a long time ago too, that much of the world is fed by and through Russia and their grains. Ukraine had a large, bustling grain system of imports and exports too. But some of my reports showed that their grain is not on the level of Russia. Some folks have even claimed that this is a allegation that theirs might be even on the level of GMO, but you have to look more into that. That's what some of the folks were saying. Those are some of the reports. But either way, Russia feeds much of the world, including the United States. Did you all know that we got some of our grains and stuff from them? So when the investigation was done, it found out that because some of the countries in Africa was receiving their grains from Russia through a third party, through Europeans, how many of y'all know Russia and them found out that the Europeans were deceiving them and not even giving the Africans what they were due? And how many of y'all know in that report, we also found that it's the Europeans and other so-called Westerners in first world countries, the more quote unquote developed countries, that was getting more of the foodstuffs. Did y'all know that? Right. I bet you didn't. Because mainstream media isn't going to tell you that. So what happened? Well, watch this brief clip on what's taking place recently. Watch this.
President Zelensky has been informed he will not be attending in person the upcoming African Union summit. In a letter dated February 5th, Zelensky was told he would instead deliver a video address to the heads of state. This isn't Zelensky's first attempt to engage with the African continent. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, he has worked tirelessly to strengthen diplomatic ties, aiming to participate in the African Union's annual summit. However, his push to address African leaders has faced resistance. Some nations, including Angola, have expressed strong opposition to Zelensky's participation. Angola, set to assume the rotating presidency of the African Union, has long-standing ties with Russia dating back to the country's independence. While Ukraine has made significant efforts to expand its influence in Africa, opening 7 new embassies over the past 2 years, many African nations have remained neutral, reluctant to upset their relations with Russia.
Okay, family. So did you, Vicki, stop laughing. So did you all see that the African Union recently had their summit, right? And Mr. Volodymyr Zelensky was basically begging them to address them. He wanted to meet face to face, but they apparently agreed to let him appear via video. Because there was a lot of opposition. And could the opposition have anything to do with, among other things, because y'all know there's a lot of other reports of Ukrainians being disrespectful to Black and Black Africans around the world. How many of y'all know that? But we're gonna leave all those other cases alone. How many of you all know that you disrespecting them like you did on the world stage recently? It's not probably helpful. So when you have multiple nations that's a part of this African Union, how many of y'all know it's not gonna go down well? So they said no. You can show up online. I'm going to leave it right there, family. I can't wait to see what you have to say about it. We need to continue to stand just like that, family, and continue to handle our own business. This is not the time to be sitting up here talking about turn the other cheek and, well, maybe we should let him do. No, that's not. No. You got to remember the cost of the rejection of the intervention of your elder mothers and fathers for peace, which is apparently a cuss word nowadays, peace, means that there's bloodshed, resources, and lives lost. So we can't just let you get by with that and not hold you accountable. We're just not doing it. Beloved, my name is Vicki Dillard. I'm so glad that you tuned in. Be sure to comment below and share the broadcast. Be sure to look for my broadcast here as well, family. And be sure to check out my website at VickiPlanet.com. I have my new Archangel female calendars, the twin flames to the male archangels. This calendar has everything to do with meditating on certain attributes every single month so that you can increase angelic presence in your home and in your house and receive powerful blessings. Go to my website at VickiPlanet.com so that you can tap in. I can't wait to see